it might inspire you to see the world, to travel, to go overseas, long distance, rather than waiting. Maybe you've been waiting for a while. Maybe you've been feeling lost for a while, Leo, and you really don't know where to go or what to do. Hey there, Leo. How are you? It's your forest fairy here. Nice to see you again. Welcome in and welcome back to the 100 Acre Woods, where I read cards out here. So let's read some cards for you, Leo. We're going to start off with the Life is Like a Board Game Tarot deck. We're going to do a 6-card spread, taking a look at the present moment, the challenge. Let's do the opportunity today, the energy that's around you, the goal, and some advice. And then we're going to clarify with the Summer Tarot for more messages, more information, and more clarity on this read. And it's a timeless read, Leo. So trust that when it finds you, it was meant to, and it's general. So take it resonates and leave the rest, and it's for all. Leo placements, wherever you have Leo in your chart, the cards don't want to be seen. What is it that you don't want to look at, Leo? Let's get these cards out. Present moment, challenge, opportunity, the energy that's around you, the goal, and some advice. We'll look at the bottom of the deck at the end of the read. Now let's see what your tarot deck wants to do. If your tarot deck wants to be seen or stay face down as well. I'm really getting a sense of privacy here today, Leo, that it wants, whatever you don't want, it's privacy. It feels very private. So let me get these cards out and I'll see you on the flip side. All right, Leo, all your cards are laid out. Like I said, it feels very private. Like you want your personal life to stay private, your struggles to be private, and yet on the back side of your tarot deck, it looks like shamrocks, luck, clover leaves. So I feel like saying luck is on your side. So let's get to the tarot. Your main card deck is the World. Something's come to an end. You could also be traveling around the world for some of you, is what I heard. Clarified by the High Priestess. Again, silence, being quiet, and the Two of Swords. You don't want anyone to see. You see that? It feels like this is the public. You don't want anyone to see your struggles. You don't want anyone to see if you are journaling, reading, learning, traveling. There's a sense of being lost, like this Two of Swords. She's in the woods, and although she's, when they tell you, I don't know if you know, but if you're ever lost in the woods, like you've lost your bearings, as a kid, they tell you to stay where you are, not to move around, so that if those are looking for you, they can find you easier. This Two of Swords, it's like she's staying put because she's lost in the woods, like she's in the woods, right? And so she's found herself a rock, and she's just sitting there, like almost waiting. I don't know if you're waiting for something to end. I don't know if you're waiting for confusion to end. I don't know if you're it's like a feeling of I'm lost. I cannot see forward, and so I'm just going to sit here and wait. And coming out with the High Priestess, it's a silence, a softness, a waiting for guidance, instruction. There's something that's coming to an end with the World card that's wrapping up. In this World card, it's the actual world in a map, and so it might inspire you to see the world, to travel, to go overseas, long distance, rather than waiting. Maybe you've been waiting for a while. Maybe you've been feeling lost for a while, Leo, and you really don't know where to go or what to do. And yet there's something that might be telling you, you need to get out of Dodge. You need to travel. You need to, and it's solo, it's by yourself. That's very interesting. It's a real lost. And yet with the High Priestess here, there's an inner knowing that, oh, are some of you getting lost within? And so it's time to get out for some of you. I just picked up that. The challenge is Seven of Swords. Something doesn't seem right. Six of Wands. Is this a false sense of success? And King of Pentacles. For some of you, with this particular King of Pentacles, I really get a sense of fatherhood. Kings being masculine, of being a parent, of not knowing, maybe you grew up without a father and now you are a father for the masculines watching, and you really don't know how to parent. You're lost. That's why I put it under the Two of Swords. You're confused. You don't know how to move forward. And the challenge is that what might be the lies that you're telling yourself, the challenge is the Seven of Swords. The lies that you tell yourself is maybe that you're not. You're confused about Two of Swords. You're confused about being a good father, how to parent. I'm just going to say parent, even though this is clearly a father and a daughter situation in the card. Oh, and what might be challenging are the lies you or others tell you that you're not a good father when really you are. Okay, are you believing lies? That you have to parent in a certain way, that you have to show up to the games, as I see these Six of Wands, playing basketball. You have to show up to the games. If you don't show up to your kids' games, you're not a good parent. Meanwhile, if you're a shift worker, you might not be able to do it because you're providing really a home for them to live in. You're providing food and table, clothes on their back. And the fact that the games are after school and you might be a shift worker, and so something or someone, I don't know if it's outside sources or internal with the High Priestess here. It could be internal, like I'm no good. I don't show up to the games. I don't know why that's really coming up. And I guess the challenge is to see that it's the Seven of Swords, lies, that you can show up for your kid. You don't have to be at the games. If you have an older, because these are teens that are playing basketball, if you tell your kids, you have conversations, you don't stay silent with the High Priestess, but you tell them, like, I can't show up for this, but I can be there for you in this way. I can't do this, but I can do this. You can show up for them. It's how you show up. And with the Seven of Swords, it really feels like falsities, that either an internal force or an external force is making you feel that you're not showing up when maybe you are. Six of Wands. Or you're telling yourself you're showing up and you're not. That's the challenge. The opportunity. Nine of Pentacles. Clarified by Knight of Pentacles and Five of Swords. I see this particular Five of Swords as a standstill, like someone's not seeing eye to eye. I think someone's not seeing eye to eye as far as what success means, there's two different definitions of success. What does that mean? How you show up or money in the bank? I just think there's two different value systems when it comes to how you show up, or a difference of opinions. I feel like this is internal with the Five of Swords, of what success means to you. High Priestess, you're keeping this quiet. Like, what does success mean to you? How do you view success? How does it show up in your life? And it looks to me with the Knight of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, is that it's a slow and steady increase in independence, that you don't have to rely on a company or a system or what have you. This is a real sense of independence, self-made. You've come from nothing and you've built yourself up to, maybe for some of you, King of Pentacles, provide for your family. And that is taking you away from your family. And maybe your spouse is saying, no, the kids just want you to be here. They don't want you to work overtime. They don't want you to take extra shifts or spend more time in the office. Knight of Pentacles. And so there's very difference of opinions. The value system Like what you value and maybe what your partner values are completely different. What you value and your children value completely different. And so I don't know, it's going to differ for all of you where you stand, but it's just, it feels with this Five of Swords, a difference of opinion. There's no seeing eye to eye, which can cause Two of Swords confusion and a feeling of sense of loss, or a feeling of loss. Like I knew what I was doing and how to do it, and this is how I provide, and now I'm lost because I'm getting mixed signals, or I'm getting a different value system sort of thrown in my face that I don't, it's worked up until now. Let's see what the energy around you is, Leo. Hermit. With the High Priestess, this Hermit card is, you've really gone within. Clarified by Ten of Wands and the Tower. Leo, there seems to be, this Tower moment has sent you into Hermit mode. It weighs heavy on you. It's a feeling of, yeah, this is what has sent you into High Priestess, Hermit. And in this Tower card, as you can see, there's up in a rock slide. You cannot move forward, so you're stuck. And so it brings my eye back to this Two of Swords, where you're just at a standstill. You're just, you can't move forward. You're confused. How did this happen? Where do I go? Do I turn around? And it doesn't seem like you're turning around. It seems like you are just at a standstill. And so, Hermit card, you go within. And so you begin to, it almost feels like research. How do I get around this? How do I go over it, around it? Do I turn around? There's a sense with the High Priestess of, with the book, with learning, with research, with how do I do this? Where do I go? And then when the High Priestess is clarifying the world, it's, if these rock slides are going to happen, if this economic situation is going to get worse, where do I go? Do I go to a different country? Do I move where there's little to no taxation? Like, where do I go? Where do I take my family? Do I move to a country where we have to learn a different language? I'm really looking at that world as moving overseas or moving into a different country. And with the High Priestess, you're quietly considering this and maybe not even telling the closest ones to you. Wow, this Tower has really sent you into Hermit mode. Okay, so the goal, the Devil, clarified by the Empress and Ace of Swords. Okay, Leo. This Devil card is, I think it's a self-imposed mental cage. Not really a trap, because I feel like you've been in this cage for a long time. And so the goal is to take a look at the truth with the Ace of Swords, and it's to take a look at yourself. Take a look at what you hold to be true. And do you see there is a light bulb? I've never noticed this before. There's a light bulb right there. And just like this Hermit card, it's like you are finally seeing the truth. Maybe it's your truth. The truth of a situation, the truth of how you, and I keep wanting to say show up. Show up for yourself, show up for your family, show up for others. Oh, for some of you, you show up for others before yourself. You nurture others, Empress card, and not yourself. And so with the Ace of Swords here, you are really taking a deep, hard look, and it could surprise you. It could really shock you, Tower card, as to how much you give and how little you are able to receive. And I think that comes down to feeling with this Taurus energy of the King of Pentacles worthy of receiving, worthy of help. I don't need help, Leo says. I don't need help. I can do this all on my own. Nine of Pentacles, I always have. I always will. I mentioned maybe you grew up without a father, and if you did, you have always been on your own. Okay. Then that's how you've trapped yourself, I'm going to say, away from the feminine, or trapped, locked out your feminine. When I see the Devil card in the jail, or the cage, the key, I think, is this Empress, is the feminine. That's the truth, Ace of Swords. And when she's considering, and she's also reading a book, just like the High Priestess. And so it's getting down to the truth. And the truth might be, I have kept my feminine, my softer side, for you masculines out there, my feminine energy locked away. And I'm always doing, taking action and doing, rather than slowing down, maybe taking a look at your emotions, Leo. Really the softer side of you. Maybe, I don't want to, I'm going to say just relaxing, almost like in a collapse. You know, when you come home and you just collapse on the couch? It's allowing yourself to just collapse into the arms of the feminine. Maybe if you're a masculine, into the arms of your partner, your spouse, your wife. And maybe up until this point, you've always locked that away. So you're unable to. Ace of Swords, that's the truth. And so with the two light bulbs that I am really focused in on right now, it's looking within, doing a deep dive to see where this came from, why I'm blocked, why my own personal feminine energies within me is blocked, and maybe why I block the feminine energies that are outside of me as well. Why do I keep this locked away? My softer side, my feminine emotions for some of you. But the great thing is the first card out is the World card. So this is all wrapping up. This cycle is wrapping up and you're moving into a new, clear. Ace of Swords is clarity. Ace of Swords is truth and clarity. And so you're getting out of the Two of Swords and into the Ace of Swords by unlocking that prison, that Devil card. Advice clarified by the Magician. Look at this. Manifesting. Four of Pentacles and the World. My goodness, we start off with the World, we end with the World. Interesting. What are you? It's like you're annoyed. This Four of Pentacles, you're annoyed. It looks like this little, and it's the Magician. So do you see that little wizard? It's like the magician inside of you. So I'm going to read this today as your higher self. The magic side of you is in your head, really annoying Leo right here, who's holding on to, I think, your softer side. You're holding on to this softer side, but not showing it, not allowing to sink into it. Yeah. Keeping it under lock and key, Devil card. Not watering and watching your softer side grow, mature, bear fruit. Now I see this World card and this first card out, last card out, both the World. So you are definitely wrapping up a cycle, but do you see it's maybe a timing, like going to see the world, going overseas, going to a different country, maybe investing in a different country. And it's about time. It's about booking a flight, booking accommodations. It's about time that you get out of Dodge and, for some of you, just simply see the world outside of what you have been locked in. Yeah, that's the advice to make it happen, Magician card. Okay, that which you might not see. Struggle. Five of Pentacles. Maybe this is why you haven't booked anything, because there is a sense of lack, of not deserving. The opportunity is the Nine of Pentacles, and Knight of Pentacles. So you are able to be independent, but what you might not see is this is a lack mentality, not necessarily lack in the bank, but just a lack mentality, not being enough, not having enough, and you're struggling with this internally. Five of Pentacles is clarified by the Page of Pentacles. So again, with the books, you are learning how to listen to your intuition. You are learning how to receive information from the divine, from your higher self. You are in the truth. And this, do you see how she's got a book? You're learning. With the Page of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, and this is just what I see in the images, and the High Priestess, you are learning how to recognize, see this Five of Pentacles, and it's a mentality. When I have the Nine of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, there's your bank account is fine. Your small business, or if you have a business, your investments, they're good. The money in the bank is good. But the struggle, and that what you might not see, is a lack mentality of not having enough, which can drive you then to work harder, work more hours, do more work, produce more, give more, invest more. You know what I mean? Like, because there's a fear of not having. That could also be the Devil card, a fear of not being the Empress, of not living in a six-figure tax bracket, of not having $1 million or more, of not, you know, driving the car and having the house and living in a certain area or in a certain country, not having multiple houses. Like the lack mentality doesn't mean that you don't have 5 cents to your name. It's a lack mentality versus lack. And I'm reading it as a lack mentality today. And so with the Page of Pentacles, you're learning how to see it, how to stop it, how to change it, how to transmute it into a nurturing, softer, again, I keep feeling a softer side to Leo today. And with that Page of Pentacles, it's the student. You're learning how to catch yourself when you put yourself down. Seven of Swords. How you're learning how to see when you fall into patterns of overworking, of workaholism. You see yourself doing it and you're like, okay, no, I'm going to take a vacation. I'm going to take a trip. I'm going to go do something else. Maybe spend time with my kids, whatever the case may be, right? Let's get an oracle on this, Leo. That's what you might not see, is that lack mentality. And you might be watching this and say, Force Fairy, I've got 2.5 million in the bank. I don't have a lack mentality. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about money in the bank. I'm not talking about assets. I'm not talking about homes and cars and whatnot, Leo. I'm talking about how you feel. Millionaires can still have a lack mentality. Just saying. Let's get an oracle. That's what you might not see. Delight. Look at that. The frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we evoke in others. Yes, indeed. Bottom of the deck. And that which you might not see. Synergy. The frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to a new reality. That looks like the Empress. So you could be getting out of an old system, an old reality of fear and of lack, Five of Pentacles with the Devil. And the truth is you are finding your synergy. You are allowing the not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It's reminding you, Leo, to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to a new reality. And with the world showing up twice, you, with the Empress card, are birthing a new reality. Magician. Wow, that's really amazing. Let's get some angel numbers. I see 221. You are being guided by your angels to face the darkest aspects of your life in order to bring more light to your current situation and the world. We have the world card twice. The darker, the devil, is the darker aspects of your life, and that could be a lack mentality no matter how much money you have in the bank. It's that Five of Pentacles, that struggle. I feel, Leo, is the struggle to see your worth on a really deep level. High Priestess, Hermit. The truth of it, Ace of Swords. Okay, let's do 761. Your angels are encouraging you to turn your attention to yourself before taking the next step. They will be happy to light up the road ahead, but first you must be honest with yourself. There's that Ace of Swords. Okay, I see 151. Last one, Leo, 151. Your confidence is growing and will encourage your gifts and talents to surface. Continue to trust in yourself. And if anything I've said in this read resonates with you, Leo, please let me know in the comments below. And that's what I see for you. And I'm sure I'll see you again. Take care from your Forest Fairy. Bye for now.